Okay, guys, so we're doing a double whammy today. We're doing a double whammy today. Goodness, okay. Going live twice in like a day, back to back. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so we're doing an emergency content calendar planning meeting because some of y'all, I have time today, so we're gonna do it. So my girl Rochelle, we were talking like a second ago, and yeah, we're gonna go back to this. Some of you guys have forgotten how I've taught it, and some of you guys just need a refresher. So Rochelle, this is dedicated to you. Rachel Yvonne, okay, Rachel Yvonne, dedicated to her because we need to go back over it. So, content planning, my favorite topic. Okay, so what you're gonna need, give me a second because we're going to need something. It's important because you're gonna need it. So, you're gonna need a notebook or a Google Doc. You're gonna need a pen. I'm a writer first and then I'll type it up. Sometimes I have the mood to type things up. But anyway, let's go over the basics of content planning for your business. Because some of y'all forgot, and I don't like why you forgot. Like, it's not gonna work. So I teach this a lot. Some of you guys already know this. If you already know, then you can kind of go on your way. But if you don't, we're going to go over this. I teach a very simple way. I don't like complicated things because it stresses me out, and I do not like to live a world of stress. I don't like it. I don't like stressful things. So we're going to go over the basics of content planning to create in your business, your ministry. It's like the same thing. It works across the board, whatever it is that you do. So this is going to help you organize all your content. I've taught this. There are like 3 different videos that I've done on this. Some of them were more in depth, but this is going to be like a basic one. So my girl, Rachel, we were just talking in the Facebook Messenger, chatting back and forth, my friend from London. And she was like, I was like, do you plan out your content? And she was like, well, I choose the beginning of the week what I want to do. And I was like, oh, no. No. We don't do that. Okay. So we're going to go back and we're going to organize your content for your business. Usually I teach it from the board, but we don't got that kind of time. So I go through paper. Okay. First things first, you should in Boss Builder, let me get it. This is something that I teach in Boss Builder. So if you do not have Boss Builder, you need to, gather your coins, and you need to purchase this today. This should be your number 1 purchase to work on today. Now, there's an e-version that you can print out immediately that you need to take advantage of. In the back of the book, I give you guys content calendar layouts, monthly topic breakdowns for you to actually do this every month. So you definitely need Boss Builder for that. So if you have not purchased Boss Builder, go to my website, genesisdorsey.com, go to the store, purchase Boss Builder, because this will teach you how to do everything not everything in your business, but how to build the content and monetize products and all that good stuff in here. Because you need to first know what you're doing the whole year for your business. This is the thing about your content. So you first start, and I've taught this before, but hey, we'll go through it all. You first start with, hey, Shayna. Shayna already knows how to do this. She's on YouTube. She's watching from YouTube. So some of you guys already know how to do this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to outline all the months. We're going to literally line it from January to December, okay? So I'm going to take, in Boss Builder, it already gives you the sheet. So if you purchase the e-version, you'll be able to print out what I'm about to do, and it's so much more easier. But I'm going to show you the rough draft. I'm going to number my paper you can do this on Google Docs, from 1 to 12. Hopefully you know how to count from 1 to 12. If not, go back to ABC Mouse. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And again, in Boss Builder, it kind of does the deeper breakdown of this, but I'm then going to right at the top, January to December. Let's say I'm doing 2018. Now we are already in the 4th month, which is right here. Okay. The 4th month is we're already in the 4th month. So when I'm creating content for my business, remember, what's the purpose of content? Well, the purpose of content is for me to provide examples of my expertise, provide examples of what our business does, further bring people into reasons why they should invest with us, highlight certain features of our business. Like, there's just so many different things you can do. But the whole point of content is to continuously remind people, again, about what you know, people who've experienced your business. Just so many forms of content. But that's the purpose of content, is to draw people in. Hey, Takima. Hey, girl, queen. So what I like to teach people is that it doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why I'm teaching this to you is because I have taken a lot of content calendar webinars, and most of them stress me out. And they basically have told me that if I do not crank out this much content, you're not going to be successful. If you do not do this on this content calendar, then you're not going to be successful. And I began really thinking, is this really what I'm supposed to post here. I got to do da. And if you don't do this, you're not going to make it. Lies. Now I make more than some of these people, and they're still posting all this content. It's not working for them. So simplicity is going to help you out. So what you're going to do is you're going to think about your business for the year. And you remember, like my father always teaches me when I do preaching and teaching of God's word, he always says, you don't have to preach everything in one sermon. You can have a part 1, you can have a part 2, you can have a part 3, right? So what we're going to do is I'm first going to pick out what are the topics for the year that I want to cover. Now, we talked about this in Monetize the one-on-one video I just did a couple of days ago. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out what topics do I want to cover for the whole year. Okay. Now, it can be topics, it can be themes, they can be linked with products that you're going to be releasing. They can be linked with seasons that you're doing. So it just depends upon how your business is structured, but you want to structure it with your business. So I'm going to pick, someone give me a profession, because I'm not going to use mine because I want to kind of do it on the spot. So someone to give me like a profession or something, like a business. If you don't like me drinking on live, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to drink my fruit punch mix with lemonade. But anyway, someone give me a topic. Let's see. Personal styling. Okay. Thank you, Blessed and Blessing from Instagram. Personal styling. And what I'm going to teach you is, okay, women's ministry leader. Okay, now so we're gonna do 2. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2. Okay, subscription. We're gonna do 3. That's it. We're done. Because I like how diverse they are. That's it. Y'all late. You coming in to see? Okay, y'all took too long. See, y'all took too long. Okay. So women's ministry leader. So we're going to break 3 of these down into content calendars to show you just on how quickly and easy it is to do. So we're going to first start with personal styling. Now remember, when you build a content calendar, it's built for profits. Okay? Workshop developer and business writing developer. Oh, so good. Oh my God. Okay. So maybe I'll do that in a separate video. This is such a good topic. Okay. So I want to do 3 of those. Personal styling, women's ministry leader, subscription box. So remember that content is meant for profit. So I like to call them almost content and profit calendars, because you don't put out content just to put out content. You put out content for sales. So the biggest thing is, remember, it's about also to reaching your target audience that's going to pay you whatever that number is. So it's not just about cranking out content or just any type of content. It's about cranking out the content that you know that they're looking for. So we're going to first start with personal styling. Okay. So what you're going to do is I like to divide them into quarters. So so 1, 2, 3, that's the first quarter, right? 4, 5, 6, second quarter, 7, 8, 9, third quarter, 10, 11, 12, fourth quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to show you how simple it is, because some of y'all taking these webinars and me kind of tell you like the 55 ways to build a content calendar. I don't have the time. So I'm going to break down this content. Now what I'm going to do is, based upon, this is important. So when you do a content calendar, we're going to talk about, this is social media, this is blog posts. I mean, this is everything. Any content you put out, this will organize it all. This will get your life together. Because the problem is that a lot of you guys don't know what you talk about every week, or you try to like come up with stuff and it just is not working for you. And that's because you're doing it all wrong. Because you keep on watching these people. And I'm trying to tell you how to do it easily. I do mine for the whole year. Now, if I adjust things, that's different. But I don't adjust without already having a plan. It's different if you make adjustments to something you already have a plan for. So, what will you be selling or highlighting for the whole year? If you don't know what you're selling in December, that's a problem. If you don't know what specials you're running in October right now, that's a problem. Running a business, guys, you should know what you're doing. So, you need to first, before you put in content, this is the profit counterpart. On this side, I need to write down what I'm doing in each quarter money-wise, because that determines what I'm doing content-wise. It's not the other way around. So you don't write, oh, I'm gonna go live this week. For what? For what? What are you going live for? What are you going live for? I'm going live for right now. Why am I going live? Well, I have a product to sell that includes what I'm teaching, which is the content calendar. So I have a reason right now for going live. Do you have a reason for why you go live? Or do you just go live because you want to talk? I don't know. Some of y'all have hobby businesses, so that's for y'all's sake. That's not me. I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste. I could be doing other things. I could be going walking my dog. Okay. So these are your quarters on the side. I want you then to put in each quarter what you'll be focused on. Now, again, for many of your businesses, like for programs, things like that, you're selling them every quarter, right? But what I'm really focusing on is, are there any like special things that you're highlighting? Because things that you're selling for the entire year, you should have a different like I will do a section here, like down below here. And this is where you put like what will sell every like, so for instance, I have programs that run throughout the whole year. Okay. But then I have special things that happen in certain quarters, or if you have certain sales. So what you'll do is you'll put them in each one. You know them by the quarter. For instance, 4, 5, and 6 you go from spring to summer. Then 7, 8, and 9 are basically summer. And then 10, 11, 12 is winter. So like, okay, let's divide it out. What are you selling in the beginning of the year? What are you selling in the spring to beginning of the summer? What are you selling in the summer? And then what are you selling in the winter? You should already know. I mean, if you are a personal stylist, what are you selling? Now, this is important. If your business is not built to have several types of products or services, now you're not supposed to have a lot. Remember, you're not Cheesecake Factory. Okay? But you need to have diversified ways of making money. So as a stylist, you already have your business of what? Styling, right? So let's first, so you have your styling services. Okay. And of course, you need to know your target market. So you need to know exactly who are you targeting when we talk about styling. Like, who are we talking? Like, what level of styling are these? What, how much? So, who asked me that? Who was this? Blessed, who was it? Blessed, and Blessing. So if you're a stylist, do you have services or packages? Oh, my mouse battery's low. Apple, Jesus, be a mouse. I'm going to keep it on in video just in case it died. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm going to need the batteries. Oh, Lord. Let me connect the mouse. Hold on, y'all. Mac, they just, as they upgrade things, they got you charging stuff. Okay, cool. So Do you have any products or diversified products or services? Because as a stylist, who's styling, when you put out content, you need to make sure that you have diversified products and services, digital, actual the services themselves. So hopefully you have that, because otherwise this is going to be a strain and a struggle. Remember, it's not worth putting out content if you're not going to be making money from this thing. Okay, it's not worth it. So I don't put out free content to just get a few dollars in sales. No, content is helping me push the whole machine as well. So like I said before, when we're pushing out content, you want to make sure that as a personal stylist, as a women's ministry leader, as a subscription box, as a workshop, and professor, and I don't know why I think. For me, I think Takima is a professor, and she's an expert of many things. But for Takima, for instance, so she specializes in the nonprofit field and doing workshops and of course books and things like that. So really, her knowledge is her money. So even those different things, you want to make sure, of course, that in with Takima, she has diversified. So she does the workshops, she does the coaching, so she's diversified. So in your styling business, you need to make sure you have diversified products. And before you create your content calendar, you need to first make sure you have diversified products, so that creating a content calendar is worth it. Let's move on to, because I'll use it as an example in a second, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to go now to women's ministry leader. So if you're doing ministry should have products. I don't know why we thought that, as long as you have the Holy Ghost, but ministries have products. Let's say it again. Ministries have products. We're in 2018. Back in the 1950s, that may not have been necessary, but it's 2018 and people are buying products. So you want to make sure that as a ministry, you have same thing. Books, online courses, the same thing. But when you're building out your content calendar, most times ministries do it on themes of the topics that they're teaching. So you would then pick out, for me personally, I think what makes it easier is when you do a theme per quarter and then you break down the theme. So for instance, if I was in ministry, I would say, okay, the first quarter we're going to focus, and this makes it easy because all you need are 4 topics or 12. It depends on how you want to break it out. But 1 through 3, I would say, okay, want to teach on love. Okay, you're going to take love and let's break it into 3 subtopics, right? So this is how, as a ministry, if you have a ministry and you're not organized like this, you're going to lose your mind. And I don't want you to lose your mind, because the Bible says we need to keep our mind stayed on him. So I don't know how you're going to keep it if you're going to lose it. But anyway, you want to make sure that you break this down into several topics. So I'm going to take love and I'm going to break it into 3 topics. So let's say the first month will be focused on the love of God. Month 2 would be focused on loving yourself. And remember, keep in play things like holidays, monthly themes. So for instance, the February is love month. February is Valentine's Day month. So that's a topic to focus on love, and then to put loving yourself as month 2. It's perfect. So Valentine's Day. Month 3, then I will maybe focus on loving others. Okay, that's February. Then we move into quarter 2. Then I will pick another theme. Let's say we focus on faith. Okay, so then I focus on, what is faith 101, the definition of faith. And I focus on what's, month 2. So you keep on going, and then by the time you get done, you'll have all your topics. Okay, once you have all your topics, you make sure that you link. Remember, everything's linked with a product. That's the problem with so many ministries. They're broke because they have no products or services. They have nothing to sell. And they say all stuff like God will provide. God provided you with a brain. Let me tell you how God provides. God provides you with a brain to use. So you need to make some things. He gave you hands. Remember when we were little in church, we say, God gave you hands and he gave you, the different body parts. Well, you can go through those body parts and put them to use. Okay. So once you have you can go products. So like the love of God. Okay. Do you have some kind of service, not service, maybe a product that teaches on love? Do you have a product that teaches on loving yourself? If you're in hair, I know Deanna, I always say her name wrong. Deanna. Listen, you're both names to me, okay? You're both. But Miss Jordan, she does hair, okay? What's the same thing? You would break this out into so you have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. You would first write out what specific services maybe you do per season, right? then you would link them to your content. So like monthly, like for instance, when we talk about, it's so important, guys. Remember this. I think it's actually a great example that we're using talking about hair real quick. Remember that hair or styling or anything like that is more than just the service itself, right? So when we're going through this content calendar, it's more than just the service itself. It's also what you do for people. So for instance, Miss Jordan, she's in hair, but it's more than just her doing hair. What else does she do? She helps women love themselves. Let me think about it. Hair is more than just hair. Y'all know I change up my hairstyle almost every other day. One day I'm black, other day I'm red. One day I'm blonde, other day I'm ombre. For me, though, it gives me hair is for a woman. And because, again, as a hairstylist, she has the ability to really help women come to life. She helps women, who because women, we love, we love how we look. Women, we are really big on our looks. We're really big on our looks. And we live in a world that is look-based. I mean, think about it. Look-based. You want a man that looks good, glory to God. Men, you want a woman that looks good. So the point is that we love our looks. We love how we look. We want to feel good. And so if you're in the beauty industry of any kind, remember that you're more than just the hair. You're all about the education of your clients. So let's break things down. So this is very important to do. What are the things you want to accomplish with your customers, right? What are things that you really feel like sets you apart? So if I'm in the hair industry, the biggest thing is education, because most people in the hair industry do not educate their customers. They just do their customers. They do their hair, they're out the door. They do their makeup, they're out the door. But educate is huge. What else? It's also the idea of beauty itself and loving yourself. Okay. What's the last one? So education, beauty, right? Also, too, it's about the brand. Teaching people your passion, why you're passionate, why you do what you do. So let's break this down then. So if we're doing, and I know, okay, so I'm streaming from 3 different platforms at one time. So we got Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody's questions, but if I am, I'll get to you in a second. So if I'm doing content as a hairstylist or an MUA, whatever the beauty industry, whatever area you're in, the first quarter, which is of course quarter one, so that's January through March, I want to figure out in my head, what are the topics I want to focus on? Now, what I think is really great is to think about what things you do. So as a hairstylist, you have different, types of styles that you do, different types of customers that you serve. So let's say I spend the first 3 months, maybe teaching the basics of hair care. How to take care of your hair. Because, a lot of people say, new year, new me. Well, same hair, okay, same hair, but you want to have what? New growth. You want to learn how to grow your hair. So let's say I spent the whole first quarter on hair care. Okay. Now I will continue hair care throughout the whole year because I want to keep on giving hair care tips. But the beginning of the year is really great to set yourself apart as an educator, because most hairstylists are not educating their clientele. So if I feel like I can trust you, because you think about it, if you're teaching me how to take care of my hair, right? That means that you care about me. You care about my hair, about what you do to my hair. I can trust you more. So that's how you spend the first quarter. So let's break it down into 3 categories. Maybe we talk about, first of all, understanding your hair. Like understanding your hair. I don't even know anything about hair like that. That's probably why I wear wigs. But, understanding your hair. Number 2 maybe could be on, once you understand your hair, what are things you should be looking for in a hair salon or in a hairstylist? Now you're going to give them tips for why or what they should be looking that you offer, So you need to be in a hairstylist, you need to be doing this. You need to be looking for someone who does this. Now, remember, you want to keep all your stuff professional, because you never know who may want you. Now, of course, you want to become a celebrity stylist. You want to be where everybody comes to. You want to have that salon that is busting out the seams. But you can become that when people know that you're more than just a hairstylist or more than just this. You are that all-encompassing brand. Then, of course, you could have the third month, where that third month is maybe focused to, okay, now that we've talked about understanding your hair, what you need a stylist. Now let's talk about what you need to do as a plan for home hair care. Now, some stylists are scared to talk about this because they're like, well, I want them to come to me. Well, after they come to you and they go back home, do you want them to wreck what you've done to their hair? No, you want to teach them how to take care of it. Now, let's say you do wigs and weaves. Well, it's a great second quarter because you know why? This is why this is smart. Because you're going into spring. Okay, you're going into spring. And spring is usually that summertime. As you're going from spring to summer, that is a time where we see an uptick in people buying hair, period. Why? Because people are out and about more. There's no, people aren't stuck in their homes because of snow. People are not bundled up because, when you're bundled up, you can barely see somebody's hair because they got coats on. But summertime, woo, you want to see everybody's style. You want to see the back of their neck. You want to see the back of their back. You want to see the front of their body. Summertime is when people are buying more and more hair, or they're, really embracing more style. So guess what we're going to begin doing? Maybe this is where you spend a whole 3 months talking about, sew-ins or whatever, how to take care of your sew-ins, what you need to be looking for when you're doing your sew-ins, things like that. Now, remember, your goal is to get them to book you. So you're not trying to teach them how to do it just so much at home, but you need to teach them on what they should be looking for. Like, hey, what is a sew-in? What is a lace front? What is a closure? What is a frontal? What are those things? And what differentiates them? Okay. And then, of course, every single time you're talking about this stuff, you already know where you're pushing them to book with you, to talk to you. They're going to fall in love with you because what's happening with this content calendar is that the content calendar is pushing people to you. Okay. Most people in their industry are not educators. And that's the reason why they cannot actually make more money, because you're only seen at a certain level. When you become an educator, you can request more, you can shoot for more financially because you are showing your expertise. That's why I don't trust people who tell me they're experts. And I'm like, okay, teach me something. And they're like, are you sure are you sure you're an expert? Because you're not teaching me anything. So when you teach people something, it changes the trajectory of how they trust you with their money and also how they perceive you. So this is why for you, Ms. Jordan, who is in the hair care industry, just, beauty in general, you can reposition your brand by really positioning your content as more of expertise, right? So you're not just coming to follow me because I'm a hairstylist. No, I am an expert in hair, and let me show you my expertise and why you should invest in my hair salon and become a patron, right? So that's how you would follow up the content calendar. Remember, content calendars are what? Connected to services and products. I don't push out content because I just want to talk. My talk is, so I connect them to products and services. So that's why before you do a content calendar, you need to first realize what are going to be your what are going to be your quarterly push points. Let's go to, I want to quickly go to creatives because someone inboxed me about that. Can you quickly, I'm going to do it. Let's say you are a creative. I deal with a lot of agency owners, usually, who I coach. Of course, I coach all different types of business owners. But when it comes to creatives, it's not different. But you do need to be a little bit more focused. Most creatives are scatterbrained. It's because you're creative. You know what I mean? Gotta center yourself. So let's do a quick example for a creative. It's a little bit different. So I'm going to number my paper from 1 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do 1 to 12. Remember, from January to what? December. We're going to do our quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a box underneath for, I just drew it really horribly. Don't worry about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 represents my quarters, right? This is where I would write on this side what are the pushes I'm going to do for each quarter that are sales-based. Then the 1 through 12 is me actually organizing my content. Now, remember, we're not focused on you overworking. Remember, what I teach you how to build a business of your dreams, where you're not wasting your time and your energy. You're not working like the world. So overrated. Okay. But of course, it does, you will need to be, you do have to work. But I'm saying overwork, So as a creative, we divide them into quarters. So I'm going to divide these into quarters. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's chicken scratch, but y'all got it. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 1, 2, 3 is the, 1 through, y'all know quarters. Y'all should know quarters, right? Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Okay, good. So when I look at, as a creative, what are the pushes I'll be doing through the year? Now, remember, you have services that are maintained through the whole year. So, whether you do web design, graphic design, you do overall branding, style services, whatever it may be. Now, as an agency, there's a difference between being an agency and a freelancer. So as an agency, you operate differently because as an agency owner, you may not have quote unquote like sales or packages. I don't really feel, I think there has to be a limit. But what I will say is that as an agency owner, you really want to position yourself as an expert. Of course, even as a freelancer, as an expert. But when you're doing the breakdowns of like what will be pushed per season, that's really based upon you. So for instance, like for example, let's say in the first quarter, you're going to focus on branding 101. Most creatives don't teach. That's why they're capped in their income too. Because they don't position themselves as experts. So people just see you as another creative. That's why you got to change your trajectory and scale. So let's say this is chicken scratch, but let's say this is branding 101. I'm going to spend 1 through 3 on branding 101. Okay, so even though you have your overall services, well, this is a great time to come up with a package. So that means that we would do a branding package during those 3 months that we would push really hard, especially in the beginning of the year, because everybody and their mama wants to get started. So I would do a branding focus 1 through 3 months. And then I would come up with a branding package that I will push the beginning of that year. Okay. And you may have branding packages of the whole year, but this is where maybe you push them really hard because you're going to be educating people on branding 101. But the smart thing about creatives, though, is that, well, not smart thing, but the smart thing to do would be where you would have a service package, right, of a certain price point. But if someone could not pay for that price point, I would also come up with a branding 101 course online, pre-recorded, not live classes. So branding 101, and that would be a product that now is a passive income product that your agency has just created. Okay, that is a passive income product. So that way you never miss a client. Because if they can't come in at the high price point, don't worry, they can take the low price point, invest in that to learn how to do it themselves. So a lot of times creatives lower their price points because they're like, oh, well, I want to gain this client. No, you're not forced to gain a client that will not pay you enough. So what you do is you give them a product that is passive income that does not require you to repeat your energy over and over again, and you sell it to as many people who need it. Okay. Another way to do it is where you do maybe branding 101 school, where people enroll and they can take a 4-week course with you and they can learn how to do branding. But again, that's a way to become more diversified in your offerings and also to create a scalable business to where, okay, we're not always exerting our energy to make money. Okay, so that would be example for creative on like a first quarter. Then the second quarter idea, maybe on this one, you focus on, let's say you do web design. So let's say you focus in this season on how to, let's say the whole quarter is focused on web design. And you focus in the first one on what every website needs. So your whole focus in April would be on what every website needs. And maybe each week you highlight one thing that each website needs. You do content around that and bam, bam, bam. And maybe the second month of the second quarter, which would be April, May, you would focus maybe on how to build a website that converts. Remember, you can't do this if you don't know what you're talking about. That's the thing about, like, when you want a business, you need to be an expert because you need to be able to teach people. Because when you teach people, you position yourself as an expert, you can require more money, okay? And you have content to put out. But people who are not teachers cannot monetize and really create a content count. That's why you got to be an expert. So you see how I'm creating. So I'm creating topics for each one. Now let's talk about, for all of these, what content I put out per month. So once I know the topic per month that's based upon the main topic that was for that quarter, I do the following. So now we're going to break out what a month looks like for a content. Are y'all getting this? Make sure, tell me if you're getting this. Hopefully you're getting this. this should be helpful. I mean, I think it's really easy to do, but some people, oh my mouse. Some people like to overcomplicate things. Oh, I gotta block somebody because they're acting crazy. Sorry, Shayna, you were being harassed by somebody on this YouTube live. I'm so sorry. Some people are crazy. Okay, so let's break down a month. So let's say I'm going to take, what was one of them was the subscription box. Kaprisky, I think, she did the subscription box. So if you do subscription box, let's say you are a subscription box and you break it down as a content calendar, same thing. So you would pick topics related to your subscription box. I believe yours is locally focused, right? Like you focus on the rich things from your area, right? As far as like the different cultures from your area. So what you would do is maybe you would highlight per quarter different features of your culture. Also, too, if your box is themed, especially if your box is themed, then that's what you would base each month on. That's kind of straightforward. But yeah, that's how you would do it. So you would be basing it off of either if your box is your box themed per month. I mean, I'm assuming it's a subscription box, because if so, then what you would do is you would focus on, and we're going to talk about the types of content, but you would focus on either theme, the way it's themed per month, or you picking out themes, period. Okay. So let's now break down a month. And this month breakdown is actually in Boss Builder. It's here in Boss Builder. I'm going to turn to the back of the book. There's a whole resource section back here in my face. I'm so glad I wrote this. I'm telling you, it eliminates me having to extend multiple boxes through the company. Okay. Well, each box is a different brand, correct? Because in that case, you would have to have multiple content calendars. So in Boss Builder, it gives you this monthly topic write out where it actually gives you like, okay, break down the weekly topics. What are your blog content topics? And then how many times are you going live? So it does it for this, and again, remember there's an e-version for this. So if you want this, you can download today and start getting to work. But this gives you the breakdown on this monthly content page right here. So we're going to do a quick run through. So in this, you're going to break down, there's different ways of content. So you have social media in the month. You have your email list, which is crucial. Now, not every business has an email. Like, it depends on what you do. Okay, not every business. Some people have like a text list. Some people have like a leads. It just depends on what you want to do. So social media, email list, and live video. Okay. So with social media, okay, got it. Okay, I get what you're saying. Mother's Day. Okay, got it. Got self-care. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Okay, got it. Okay, I get it, Krisky. So yeah, so for you, what you would do is, because those are special boxes, but that's a perfect example. So like if you, let's say for instance, you do, so really for you, it would be every, if every month they get different locally vended products, then you would actually create the themes. And then, every month they would get different, box, but you would create the themes for that. Okay. You would create the themes, which I think is great. I think it's great. So what I would do is social media. Okay. How many times should you post? I always say at least 1 day per platform. People say 2 to 3 times a day. Yeah, I used to have a lot of content creation on my live videos. Yeah, they were really bomb, weren't they? We're trying to simmer this stuff down. So on when you do your social media, right? The minimum is once a day. Like that's the minimum. So you have to have at least 30 posts per platform. 31, at least a day. That's the minimum. Okay. So if I'm going to do social media, I need at least 30 to 31 posts, okay, per platform. Now, It's easy to crank this out though, because here's the biggest thing I'm trying to teach you is it's called batching. This is what I teach you guys all the time. It's called batching. Batching is when you sit your little booty down, okay? And instead of you trying to like, oh, I forgot to post today. Oh my gosh, it's 5:00 p.m. I forgot to post. Let me come up with a quote real quick. Let me come up with something to say. Let me find a meme. This is how y'all act. Let me find a meme. I need something real quick to post. Oh my gosh, I missed it. We don't do that over here. Honey boo boo kitty, we do not do that over here. Because that's how you lose your mind. And I need my mind. Because I'm oh so fine. So I need my mind. So what do? Well, we just did a whole content calendar, babe. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to go back to your content calendar. Because you did what I told you to do. See, this only works if you do what I told you to do. Some y'all stubborn as crap. You go back to your content calendar. And you say, oh, gasp, clutches pearls. I already know what I have coming up for, let's do May, right? So I don't have to sit here and rack my brain off of what content I need to create. I look at my topic for the month that's coming up. I sit my booty down, not the day of the month. So that means that by the first of the month, your content should be done. So this is why people say, oh my God, social media, it just stresses me out. Social media, it's just so much to do. No, you're last minute. That's the problem. You're last minute and you do things last minute. That's why it stresses you out. So I don't want to hear the excuses of, oh my God, time just seems to be running away from me. No, time is not running away from you. You're lazy or you did not do the work. Time waits for no man. So you sit your behind down. And the week before the following month, or maybe 2 weeks before, it depends on how early you want to be, but the earlier the better, you sit down and you go back to your content calendar, which you can put it into a Google Doc to have it be fun and have it be online too. You put it in, after you write everything down, put it into a Google Doc. And you look at your Google Doc and say, okay, May is, let's say I start a wig company. Okay, say I start a wig company. I don't want to start a wig company. I think I have a friend who does, and I think she's going to start one. I thought Chelsea. I think she said she was. I thought she said, I don't know. I know she has a tutu business, and it's amazing. But I think she's going to start a wig company. I pray because I love wigs. So, but let's say I'm starting a wig company. And let's say in May, I'm going to be talking about the difference between frontals and closures. Because there's a difference. At first, I didn't even know. I didn't even know. So I thought a closure meant it was just close to your head. Oh, Lord Jesus. So let's say I'm going to do a month on frontals and closures. Okay, if you don't know what that means, it's fine. You're not about the wig life. It's fine. It's not for everybody. But let's say I'm doing frontals and closures. Well, I would sit my behind down and I would go on Canva. Or if I had Photoshop experience, I would do that as well. Whatever. You need to go do your graphics and you sit down in Canva and you come up. And this is what you do. This is why you need to pre-plan. Because you need to sit down in one sitting and do everything. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go on Canva and I'm going to first figure out, okay, if I'm doing funnels and closures, what is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? I divide my content out into 4 weeks. It's not that hard, guys. So week 1, I'm going to be talking about, frontals versus closures. So that means that I need 7 posts for Instagram. I need 7 posts for Facebook. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can, I don't suggest doing the same type of content, but I think when you're starting out, I think that's fine because it's not like, you have, but what you can do is you sit down and you print out your content and you just, do your graphics. So like you'll say, okay, what am I going to cover each day? So what you'll say is, okay, on today I'm gonna maybe I give tips. Maybe that's what you do. So you give tips, or maybe you do like tip, picture, right? So if I do tip, picture on a Sunday through a Saturday, right? I would say, okay, how many do I need? So is Mac the best for getting this content for these? No, it doesn't really matter which computer you have. honestly. If you do not have graphic design skills, you can use Canva, Canva, and you can use their social media templates to create your social media graphics. That's what I really suggest for people who are not like graphic designers. If you're a graphic designer, you can use Photoshop. But I really suggest, and also to the iPhone, you have you have Word Swag. It's just completely up to you. And then all those resources are in Boss Builder too. So anyway, you're going to figure out what you're going to post. So do you post tips for the week? You post video content, whatever. So what I do is, here's what I would say. So let's say I'm doing lace fronts and closures. I would do, and actually easy way to do it, here's what you do. Do 15 quotes or tips, and then do 15 pictures. That's a really way to easily divide out a month. This makes it so easy. You need 15 tips and you need 15 pictures. So I need to find 15. I need to do 15 tips. I need to type them out and then put them in the Canva to make graphics for them. And then I need to do 15 pictures, maybe where you're showing examples of like different, lace fronts or closures or whatever, to teach people on how things look and like how they need to go. And then guess what you do? You post that stuff onto checkerboard. Yep. And you post that onto you schedule social media. I like Buffer. Buffer's $10 a month for me. It's really amazing. And I can schedule out to Instagram automatically. It actually automatically posts for me now. And I can do my Facebook page and my Facebook profile and everything in between. So I really like Buffer. It's only $10 a month. So I use that to schedule all my content out. When we did our Facebook group Led to Lead, and in the Facebook group in Led to Lead, our team met and we came up with what we're going to post every week in our Facebook group. And we had different types of content. And guess what I did? I sat down like a week ago, I think it was. And oh no, I do not only work with Christians. Oh no. Oh no. I have a whole list of clients. Oh, they range. If I can tell y'all what some of my clients do, y'all be cracking up. But no, I do not only work with Christians. I work with everybody and their mamas, as long as they're willing to work. As long as they're willing to work. The only thing I can't stand is someone who's not willing to work. That's the only person I don't work with. But yeah, if I told y'all what some of my clients do for a living, listen, Linda, listen. Anyway, so what you would do then, like I said before, is, and with Led to Lead, we did a whole, we met, and then I scheduled everything in Buffer. I did all the graphics on Canva. I came with all the questions for the month, and then I sat down, and then I planned everything out. And guess what? In one day, we did all the social media content for that month. Then Laterica scheduled when everyone was going to go live in the group, and we did that as a we did everything. She did the calendar for that. We're done for the month of April. All we have to do is sit back and show up. That's it. That's it. Everything already is scheduled. So it's really great if you have a Facebook group or whatever it may be. You can pre-schedule everything out. Same thing for email marketing. When you look at your content calendar, you already know what emails you need to send out for the month because you looked at your theme. The same thing goes for retail. I would look at, okay, what products are we selling for the month, right? So if you're in retail, it works the same way. If you're selling, let's say you sell soaps, right? Well, what soaps do you want to highlight for that month, or whatever? What do you want to highlight for the month? So if you sell handmade soaps or body products, or you need to divide out your calendar for, guess what? You need to focus on skincare. You need to focus on body health. You need to focus on how people can take better care of their skin. You need to focus on how do people, figure out on, what types of skin do they have. So you create a content calendar. You theme it out, okay? So in retail, there's no excuse to not have a content calendar. You would do the same exact thing. Then you divvy out, okay, you say, okay, what do I need to do for the month? Same thing. 15, this is the basic strategy. 15 quotes or tips, and then do 15 pictures or videos. So you would give 15 tips for that month based upon the theme around body care. Then you would do 15 pictures, maybe different ones of highlighting the products, maybe different ones of maybe showing videos of you, how you make your products for that month, or maybe just you giving video tips on, body care. The point is that you don't have an excuse to not create content. Email marketing emails for retail business, same thing. Well, you know what products you want to highlight for the month. So let's say you're focusing that month specifically on, dry skin in the winter. So that month you're going to be highlighting. Of course, you will focus on selling all of your products, but you will have specific emails that month. And you remember, a minimum of one email a month, a minimum. I have at least 4 emails a month. If you're in retail, it needs to be more than that. I would say at least twice, but base is 1. 1 email a month, 1 email a week. Oh, not 1 email, 1 email a week. 1 email a week. Okay. So this week, guys, we're selling our Ultra Moisture Bar. Okay. We've been talking to you guys about dry skin and We're selling our Ultra Moisture Bar. Okay. And then guess what the next week is? Maybe you sell someone else and maybe we'll help them with skin. Maybe that whole month you've created a bundle of products that one is like the ultimate dry skin bundle package. Y'all got that? Okay. Let's see if I covered. So yeah, so you have, okay, social media, your email marketing, you have your, also 2 lives. Guys, we live in an age of lives. You're watching a live video right now, okay? For me, it's not about the amount of sales for me, even though, because I haven't planned, so I know how much money I'm making, okay? But it's really about serving specific people. Every person matters. Every person matters. Every person matters. Every person matters. So if I get 2 sales or 3 sales, whatever, from this video, right? So the video had a point. It of course, you want to increase that number. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to you doing lives, you got to connect things to a product or to a service. Okay. So for instance, with Boss Builder, right? Let's talk about this. With Boss Builder, right? This is in the store. The link, guys, is with in my bio in here, and it's also in with this video. It's linked with this video. So with Boss Builder, right? A lot of you guys took the 2-day free Boss Builder training, right? Which is actually a part of my email opt-in. So when you join my email list on my website, it's going to send you a free 2-day Boss Builder training that is the lead up to this workbook. It's the lead up to this workbook. And when I was promoting the book, I was doing live videos that are actually on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, and they are videos that are actually like Boss Builder questions. Like these are full master, like 1-hour free master classes that I did. And but guess what it was to do? To fill seats for Boss Builder, and it was also to push people to purchase Boss Builder. And I continuously still do videos on different things, and I'm continuously pushing Boss Builder. So what I'm saying is that when you're doing live videos, they go with the theme for the month. So like a lot of you guys know my theme for this month is monetization. It's teaching the basics of monetization. So guess what I've been doing? I did videos last week, the week before that on monetization. I opened up doors for Monetize Your Mind Bootcamp, virtual bootcamp, which starts next Monday and Tuesday, right? And so guess what it was doing? As I was doing these videos, people were signing up. My email, there's an email that went out this past week. That was pushing Monetize Your Mind Bootcamp. There's one going out today that's going to be pushing Monetize Your Mind Bootcamp. My emails are linked towards the product. So it's not just a content calendar, it's a content and profit calendar because they sync hand in hand. So when you do content, it's not just for you to just tell free stuff. It's for you to link it with a product or service. So don't you ever do a live. Now, of course, you have like fun lives that you do that's not kind of like, get to know us behind the scenes. But that's also to help you push the product in the brand. Because you want people to get to know you, who you are, the owners, all that kind of stuff. So that's it. Excuse me. If you want to go in depth, you definitely want to get Boss Builder. And this, I teach y'all how to do what I do. So, I would be crazy if I didn't sell my product. Because I teach y'all how to sell your product. Okay, it'd be dumb if I didn't sell a product. I'm over here teaching you how to sell products. I'm over here pushing my own product. That's dumb. That's dumb. So guess what I'm going to first tell you guys is, do you have products or services? If you don't, if you're a ministry, you don't have products or services, you can change that. I'm not just talking about books. Books are awesome. But you need to do more than books. Because after someone reads your book, they want to learn more. What's your next thing? So a lot of times I tell people, like, what's the next product? So let's say everybody in the world buys your book. What's the next thing you're going to sell? You need more than just one thing. Okay? Especially if it's a product. You need more than one product. So in here, I go over, guys, how to tell your story. I go over here how to grow your email list. And I give you ideas. It's straight up. All these pages, most of the pages are straight up teaching. So I've also given you guys in here business confessions, like, Christian-based ones. If you're not saved, though, you can skip over the page. I also talk about this is important. We talked about content for your tribe. I give you guys complete lists of types of the content you can create. Okay, I also remember after every section Boss Builder, guess what I do? There's application questions. Because I'm not just going to have y'all read stuff and not do stuff. I also talk about the content calendar. Here's a breakdown in the book. And then the back of the book is the full. Okay? I talk about funnel creation. What else we got in here? Oh, let me just go over the questions so y'all can see what's in this workbook. This literally is like my one-on-one book. I've always wanted to create some kind of content that whenever someone asks me, Genesis, what are the first steps in building your community and selling products? I'm like, Boss Builder, you can purchase it because it has everything in there. Instead of y'all watching me, talk all 24/7, y'all can just buy the book. So here's the questions that I asked you. It's divided into 3 sections. 2 of the sections are business. 1 of the sections are for church and ministry because I have clients who are in church and ministry and they need to monetize. And I teach you all how to monetize and how to grow your church. So we answer questions like, what is a community when it comes to my business? How do I establish my voice? What is branding and how does it relate to building my tribe or community? How do I tell my story and yet be transparent at the same time? How do I set up and grow my email list? How do I build confidence in my voice? What kind of content can I create for my tribe? How do I create a content calendar? How can I create a funnel for my business if you're in retail? And how can I create a funnel for my business if you're in service and sales? How do I grow my tribe when it comes to an MLM business? This is like for direct sales, all that. I touch on that. How do I effectively price what I do? How do I create product as a service-based business? We talked about that. How can networking benefit my business and how to do it correctly? There we go. What is the purpose of a Facebook group? I talk about that. What is the goal of social media for my community? What are ads good for and how do I effectively use them? How do I manage my time within my business to get all of this done? How do you not give up when you desire to quit? And I own a hair salon and need more clients. How do I gain them? So those are the 20 questions. And you may say, well, that's a lot of questions. But it's because of all the in-depth answers I give, plus the application that really takes you behind the scenes to know more. And then it also has in here a whole resource section. And then it has, for ministry and churches, there's a whole 10 questions I answer. How do you build a community when it comes to ministry? How about within a church? Is there a difference? How do we grow our church using Boss Builder strategies? What tools does our church need to manage and promote our community? I'm a pastor. How do I engage our community consistently through my teachings? How do we use social media to expand our reach? There's a bonus on like the Facebook basics for churches. How does the church use a content calendar and planning for effective communication? So if you're in ministry or you are a volunteer at your church, do you know I give you a breakdown also for a church. What should a church website include? What kind of platform should we use? And how can personally branding leadership help the church? So like branding your pastors and leaders. And what does that do for you? And in the back of the book, I give y'all resources, email examples. It has so much stuff back in here. I give y'all church plans. I give you an example for a social media content calendar, which is right here. This is like a whole section right here on it. This is the church holiday plan I give you guys. I give you, what else is back? There's so much stuff back here. I give you ways to schedule your email list, content calendar sections. It's just so good. So yeah, this is Boss Builder. This is the baby that has been selling like hotcakes. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why it's selling. It's not selling just because of me. It's selling because this bad boy is good. And it will help you. It's built to answer 30 questions. And so if you go through a question a day, I think you'll be just fine. So again, Boss Builder, it is on my website, genesisdorsey.com. You can go to the shop section. And remember, my birthday is next week. It is next Thursday, April 12th. And so starting on Sunday, we're doing 20% off all coaching packages. And yes, the price has gone up. But that's because that's my word. So, but it's gone up. So we'll be doing a sale for 20% off. And then if you want to, because people ask me, and I'm a little about it, but I got to learn how to let people sew. So if you want to sew into my life or my birthday or anything like that, my team will be setting up a birthday page for me. Oh my God, I have to approve it today, so I'm waiting on them to get it to me. But it's a birthday page that has like, a wish list. They told me to come up with a wish list, like if people want to give me gifts. I'm like, oh my God, but I'm doing it. So, because I have to learn how to let people sew back into me. So it's going to be 20% off of coaching packages. It's going to be, there'll be a birthday wish list if you want to sew or do whatever, or, buy something for the wish list for me. It'll be so sweet. And then there'll also be discounts on a couple of courses coming up. So that's happening all next week for sales. But again, today, it's the weekend. So if I were you, I would go get Boss Builder and dive into that today. And remember, if you own a business, you should be making money today. So if you're not making money today, let's get that cracking. Let's get that rolling. So guys, again, we did 2 videos today, 2 trainings. Y'all have enough from me. So I will talk to you guys later. I will talk to you guys probably on like early next week. And then I'm going to be heading to Atlanta on Wednesday. I changed my fly out day. So instead of me flying on Monday, it's going to be Wednesday. So yeah, I'll be there from Wednesday to Friday. So see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Bye. Okay, guys, I will see you guys later. Bye, YouTube. See ya.